arrive. You have arrived. And allow yourself to trace the breath in through the path in which it takes, in through the nose, the bridge of your nose, down the back of your throat, into your belly, and then just follow it back out. And just imagine you trace it in through the in breath, through the heart space, into the belly. And then imagine in your eyes just tracing it back out with the exhale. Allowing you to arrive right now, perfectly placed to receive. And starting to allow yourself to open to receive. If you can imagine or connect already with that energy of Rose, that higher consciousness, that highest vibration of love, visualize and imagine it moving down over the top of your head, already aligning with the frequency, your crown tingling as it moves down over the forehead, over the eyebrows and the eyes. As you breathe, that energy moves over the cheeks and the mouth and the chin and the neck, helping you connect with this frequency of highest love and consciousness. And as that breath carries that energy down the shoulders, the back and the chest, that expansion, that openness continues while you reinforce your boundaries as you prepare yourself to receive and connect. And as you breathe, that energy moves down through the back and the belly, over the hips, down the waist, past the waist, down the legs, over the knees, down the shins and the calves. And as that energy, you feel it move down past the ankles, the tops of the feet, and down through the heels and the toes. You feel connected and grounded and safe and secure, yet expansive and open as that breath allows this openness to happen. And as you feel that energy moving through you and around you, you ground down into the space in which you have arrived. You just go deeper, allowing you to connect and hear that voice ever so lovingly and gently and safely.
I am connected. It's important for me to stay Heather and not become another entity. But having closed eyes is beneficial. Also, keeping my palms together is beneficial to embrace the connection and to focus on it so that the answers that I am getting can come from a perspective that is higher than my physical personality. So I can open my eyes and I can close my eyes. I can open my hands and I can close my hands, but those things are helpful. And also, the being I'm connecting with is dancing to the song that's playing from below. Really dorky, by the way.
I can't really hear it.
It's the Selena Gomez song. The Selena Gomez song.
Oh, you do you, boo. I love that for you. I love it. The benefits of channeling.
Yeah, really open. But there's questions that we want to get to, and they're more serious than that. So we focus on the first question.
First question on the list, it does feel a little serious. Um, and I'm gonna ask it two ways, but take it in the way that feels the most, that resonates the most. The first question is, what's going to happen in the face of this outcome, election outcome? And the second version of that question is, what is the consequence of this turnout?
The people don't realize how much power they have. And yes, there is power collectively, but what people are ignoring is the power that you have individually. Mm-hmm. You get to decide who your leader is. You get to decide who you follow. Think about that for a second and how the implications of that can play out in your regular everyday lives. It feels like one person is in charge of everything that happens in an entire country, and that is preposterous. We don't want to minimize the importance of that person, for sure. For sure. But we do want to say that there is power in choosing who you will serve as a leader. And keep in mind, a leader is somebody who serves you as well. There is a position of president. This is a position. A position of power is the phrase that you like to use. Give positions of power to more people and do what they say. If you align with their values and you feel like their message is trustworthy and know that their power only becomes power when it resonates with you. If this person's message does not resonate with you, it does not have power over you because you do not give it power over you. This person's message does have power over some. This person who has been elected does have power over some, and some don't even take responsibility for that. But they are giving their power away in a sense because they're not consciously following this person as their leader. They are seeing this as a football game and they're voting for the team that just made the best touchdown, that they want. They are fans of this person. You cannot be a leader if you have fans. You can only be a leader if you have followers. Followers are devoted. They take a look at the message of their leader and they embody it. They act it out. They live it. They move. They breathe in this energy. And really, all this leader is a permission slip for them to be more of their own powerful selves and to group together under this person to be powerful in unison together with each other, doing things in the way that they feel like should be done. There are always circumstances in this reality that you exist within. Right now, you breathe oxygen. There is nobody who is running on the hydrogen ticket where we want to only breathe hydrogen. Everybody is accepting that we're breathing oxygen. However, if you wanted to breathe hydrogen really, really badly, there's devices that can be invented. There's ways that you can research it. Depending on how much you want it, anything is possible in a step-by-step process. There's nothing you can't have without the step-by-step process of getting to it. And, of course, time. Time is how we chart that process. Time is how we chart the steps it would take to make something happen for ourselves so that we can slow down and enjoy each step along the way. the example we give is an outlandish one, but what we want to make real to you is your leader is whoever you say it is. And you don't have to agree with the person standing next to you. You can both have different leaders. And you will still have to live in the parameters of the society until you feel strongly enough that you want to change that. In which case, you can change that on an individual level in your own life, or on a larger level that affects other people if you become a leader and have other people embody your values as well. We're concerned we're getting a little too complicated here. To simplify, allow people to be fans of their favorite team because you can't convince them otherwise. But also know that you have the powers to serve the leaders that are most resonant with your energy. And when you do that, and when you find somebody who resonates with that leader energy, take it seriously. Do it honorably, thoroughly, with integrity. Listen to that person and what they have to say. Enact the things that they're imploring you to enact. Does that answer the question?
I think so. Thank you.
Allow, when it comes to the elections, allow people to be fans of who that they are being fans with, and know that not one person, not just one person, rules the world. Not just one Congress rules the world. It may appear that way, but that's a very disempowering way of looking at it. You rule your world. And you have an infinite amount of options and ways that you can act or react to the reality around you. Next question.
Next question on the list is, what is going on in the collective, the pulse of the collective, I suppose, and also the economy?
What's going on in the collective is more people are realizing that they can have what they want. For a long time, people have villainized having what you want, and there's been an awakening like never seen before in recent history, where people are questioning their limiting beliefs. And a lot of these limiting beliefs came from religion, and on drastically huge scales, people have been questioning religion and the systems that come along with it. Religion was a huge foothold in making wealth and finances and money seem evil. And people are waking up to the idea that they can no longer villainize money and have it in abundance. So in that shift collectively, just as in any awakening, even a personal one, there's a face-to-face. We have to come face-to-face with the consequences of thinking for so long that money is evil. Because when you think that something is evil, you avoid it. And when you avoid it, somebody else doesn't avoid it. And they are the only ones there to play with it. They're the only ones there to interact with it. And when they're the only ones who interact with it and don't villainize it, and most of the people have been villainizing it, those who have been villainizing it look at the one who hasn't been villainizing it and says, "You're the villain." But that is also a shadow. That is a dark night of a soul. That is part of the awakening, is when we are individually going through our individual awakening, we look at these parts of ourselves that make us feel like trash, terrible, awful, things of ourself that we haven't integrated yet. And we have to stare them face in the face, and we have to look at them. And the healing path and the healing journey is to integrate those parts. And that is what is happening here. That is what is happening here. But not everybody is in the same place. So it means integrating the villain and integrating those who have villainized the villain. When there's a collective, there's a lot more parts to integrate. And what's really important is to hold the vibration of knowing that we are moving through our spiritual path exactly as we need to, that we are awakening. Be 100% sure that we are awakening, and hold that. So when then somebody comes to you with fear or doubt, you don't get swept up into that. Actually, you hold the vibration of all is well. And people persecute what they don't accept about themselves. And the only way we move forward is compassion and accepting of it all. Again, this will take some time. There will be steps to this process because the steps are there to enjoy the process. You don't want to teleport through this awakening. This is a juicy awakening. You want to watch every single step. You want to hold your knowing that all is well and everything's moving to a better space while you're watching things seemingly fall apart. Knowing that it's the kind of falling apart that really brings everything together in a more integrated way again. Think of it as bones broken that grew back together again poorly. Sometimes you have to re-break the bone to get it to heal correctly. But healing is happening, ultimately. And that is the vibration to hold even as you watch the unfolding of all of it. And you will be watching and not participating because your healing and awakening has already far advanced what the collectives is at. Specifically you, the person in this room that I'm talking to. So you will not feel connected to the collective pain. You are one who will hold the knowing of the healed. You're knowing that we are integrating our parts. You are knowing that we are acting in our shadows, and that the only way this can go is toward the next phase of healing. But you and those like you who have already gone through this personally are there to hold the vibration of the healed while everybody else catches up. And those of you will not participate in the shadow of it. You've already done that. You've already done that work internally. Your job is to hold the vibration of healed, healing and healed. Knowing that, yep, this is a step. Yep, this is a step. Yep, this is something that people need to confront. Yes, people need to feel the discomfort of this so that they can get to a place where more creativity can flow. And that's what happens when you become healed. You start to see more options that are inclusive, that include people instead of eliminating people. There is no path forward eliminating people, and we are moving forward. So we are a collective. Hold that vibration. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Does it bring up more questions?
It's forming.
Okay.
as it forms more clearly.
Okay.
Hmm.
Next question.
This has kind of been answered, but again, there is kind of a second part, so I will give it to you as I've written it. Does Heather still refer to this and connect with herself and channel as herself as Heather, or should she refer to this experience as channeling Rose? And the second part of that question is, what more can we know about Rose?
Heather has to hold this in a way that feels most comfortable. There are grounding symbols that she can do to channel. She can close her eyes if she wishes. She can put her hands together as she wishes, just like we mentioned previously. And it's really important for Heather to go in and out of channeling state, because she can jump in and she can jump out very quickly. And it's okay if people don't know, is she channeling another being, is she channeling her higher self? Those things are not important. What's most important is for her to feel the most comfortable. Please ask the second question again.
Sure. What more can we know about Rose?
The Order of the Rose is a divine feminine group. And the way that Heather connects to this particular energy, first she visits her true love. And that is the energy that she has already worked with, but it helps her to know that the energy she's in is of the highest vibration. And she works together with him to have a ritualistic way to enter this space. So yeah, there is a history with the Order of the Rose that she has. We say history as if it's happened before, parallel history, however you want to talk about it, past life, parallel life. There is many parts of her that are wrapped up in the romance of the Order of the Rose. And so that's a way for her to feel comforted to go into this space. It's not something she necessarily needs to convey to everybody who listens to her speak. It's just something for her to, again, feel comfortable, to know that she's accessing energies appropriate for her vibration and her goals. Next question.
How do we show up for the highest good of all within the collective?
Consistent reminders of the healed. The collective is healed and healing at the same time. Whenever you see something that makes you feel shaky, I'm not so sure that this is what the highest intention is. I'm not so sure that this is the person who is supposed to be elected right now. You hold the vibration as if the person you wanted to be elected was. Hold that vibration. Because people who are fans have less influence over people who are in their own power. Like we have mentioned previously, people who are purposeful about their power and devoted to a cause and a leader and as a follower, vibrating in resonancy with the values of the person that they hold so dear, that they would lift up as a leader. Those people are more influential than somebody with a mere title, than somebody who is a football fan, than somebody who is, the Giants versus the Patriots. Because that is what it comes down to for a lot of the people who are here to be spectators and not participators. Those people who are here to be spectators and not participators are not the ones who are controlling the vibration of the planet. It's the people who are in power who are doing that. Mm. And when I say in power, I mean in power, in the vibration of power, knowing who they are, knowing their values, knowing their vibrant resonancy, and knowing that there are others who are in a similar resonancy as well, and banding together with those people, banding together as their own collective, the ones who progress, the ones who move forward. There will always be more spectators than players. You don't have to worry about them. Somebody won the Super Bowl this year. That's all that happened. Somebody won the Super Bowl. Do not discount the power of your energetic vibration and your signature. Do not discount the power of your power and give it to a check mark on a box. We know that that process is important to you for almost traditional reasons. But you can see, while that is true, there is more power that you hold on a day-to-day basis as you move around and literally play the game consciously. You are holding the vibration. You are in power. And those like you are in power, truly. Don't get distracted by the game. Stay focused. Don't get distracted by the fans. Stay focused on the game.
I like that. I had a question come up as you were speaking to that. And this was honestly a question I think I had last week, but was answered, or I felt satisfied by the conversation and the channeling in the group. But it's kind of coming up now because it's I guess it's a request. Can you speak to the vibration or the experience of insecurity? Because to me that is the shadow or of empowerment.
What are you insecure about?
Well, I'm becoming less sure of what I'm insecure about.
So you're sure that you're less sure.
But I in examining my own insecurities recently and observing, I'm observing others' insecurities because I'm becoming more conscious of mine. I feel like there is an element of insecurity in the experience of having it as a dis-ease in the spirit, but also there's medicine in it as well. And I don't know if you could
in insecurity, you're saying there's medicine in insecurity and also disease in insecurity?
Like it's yeah, I guess it's how I'm choosing to word it.
You are sure that something is disease. You are starting to open up to the idea that it could be medicine, right? Yeah. But there is a part of you that is sure that something is a dis-ease. Something is harming you. You are secure in your analysis of this thing, that it is a harmful thing.
Well, it could be if I allowed it to be, I suppose.
Harmful?
Insecurity, feeling insecure? Yeah. Limiting, maybe, is more.
But you see, you're taking insecurity. Insecurity doesn't exist. Because in insecurity, you have to be sure of something. Okay. So you are choosing to be sure of something. When you are being insecure, you are choosing to be secure in something that you just don't prefer. And it is your choice to focus on what you don't prefer or to see the health that's there. So at any point in time, you can tell yourselves, please be diseased. I don't prefer it, but I'm going to focus on how diseased you are. And now I'm going to, by my focus, magnify that and make it bigger. That can be a harsh reality because people feel disempowered by their dis-eases. It takes work. But one way to work around that is to question yourself. Am I so sure that I'm not sure? Am I so sure that I'm insecure about this? Am I so sure that I'm insecure about this? Am I so sure that this is a negative thing? Am I so sure that this negative thing is not actually showing me the health that's here as well? Is it not pointing to the health? Or is it not improving my health in some way? Is it not pointing to something that is benefiting me? It might just be an arrow. We become very sure that something is wrong for us. And we focus on it and we don't like it and we say we're insecure. But you are very secure. It's a bit of a paradox. You're very secure in the fact that this is an insecurity. You're sure of your lack of surety. You're sure of your doubt. You're sure of your dis-ease. When there is no dis-ease, there's only ease or focus on whatever it is that you want to play out to point to the ease. There's ease and pointing to ease. Which one are you going to focus on? There are cells in your body right now that you could talk to and thank for how healthy and how strong they are. They're the best little cells you've ever seen. Look at them go. And you could focus on the health of those cells. And in no time at all, just step 1, 2, and 3, in no time at all, in a little bit of a process, all you will see is the health. Be sure that you can have what you want because you can focus on what's there. And there's always something healthy to focus on. And there's always something pointing to the health. Just in case you kind of get wanting a different narrative, something entertaining other than health. Oh, look, dis-health, non-health. Just an arrow pointing to the health. Right. That's all it is. Don't make it bigger than that. Let yourself have a little fun doing it the wrong way so you can point yourself to the health. They say when students are really gifted and they're doing a puzzle and it's in front of them and they have more time, they'll start putting the puzzle together incorrectly and saying, scratching their heads, how did this happen? After they've already put the puzzle together correctly. And they know very well how to do it. But it's something about our mind that wants to kind of complicate things to make it interesting. You just made it interesting. Now watch me put this puzzle back together. Oh, it's even better because I just got it wrong. Didn't I do such a good job because I just got this puzzle wrong? And then it's a fanfare and then the drama. But the drama, that's what we live for. That makes life interesting. Of course. Why not? Bring out the parade. We just put a puzzle together that we knew how to do already. And pretended to forget. For funsies. Be secure in the fact that you can be insecure in whatever you want to be insecure in. But it's only pointing you to the health, always. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Okay, next question.
Yes.
What's ideal for this channeling space that we've created here? And how can we enhance this experience that we want to bring to the community?
You love this space and you've loved this experience.
Yes.
The only thing is to focus on it and to know that you already do. Anytime you think about it, there's warmth, there's energy, there's enlivening, there's a fervor, there's a boiling.
There it is. That's what I thought I saw.
There's a boiling, there's a heating, there's a process, there's a becoming. The space in and of itself is set. It's important that the people who are here right now have this space. Nothing is wasted. And there are people who want to share this space energetically and can't be here, which is why you have a question from somebody tonight who can't be here. There are a lot more people like him. Get serious about broadcasting this.
Just got chills.
And allow yourself to have this perfection all for yourself. Everything, all the fullness of the entire building. And it's abundance for you both to be here. And get serious about broadcasting. Having people's energies in here physically might not be what you want for this space in this specific type of meeting. It might be enough for it to be you two here. For now, that's enough for us to give you.
Excellent.
Any other question?
I have a question from someone who could not be here.
Yes.
The question from this person is, what is going on with my health? My left heel hurts. These little skin bumps on my left arm and right one and neck. I'm sure it is connected to stress or being off path. I haven't been able to focus and feeling disconnected.
This person is genuinely a water being. And if you think of it, all humans are mostly made out of water. We are all mer people walking around here. However, this person is more connected to water than energetically than he is allowing himself to experience. Ingesting water, being in water, spending time in water, even working in water would be the initial prescription, although I'm not a doctor, a Western medical doctor, of course. A lot of the ailments mentioned are due to a lack of saturation of the healing potion that is water. And there is a portal. This person feels like they are disconnected from the other side of the portal. On the other side of the portal feels like family. This person doesn't feel like they can connect to their family, and they can use water to connect to their family because they are missing home. So a lot of feelings in addition to this is a heartache from being separated from people that they feel is their family. But the portal was never meant to be a door. It was always meant to be a go for a back and forth go between. This person can access energies vibrationally that feel as real as knocking on a table in this physical reality, but are energies accessed through the crown chakra. Reach out and hug your family through the portal. Be with them, spend time with them. Look at them, see their faces, see the growth. Feel them in their way of expressing themselves there is such nourishment here for this person if and when he visits and goes home through his crown chakra in a way where he intends to connect to them physically through his crown chakra, which I know sounds like a contradiction, but he knows what I'm talking about. There's so much energy and vigor and inspiration because they are truly admiring him for his work that he is doing here. And when he is disconnected from his family that much, he forgets why he's here. He forgets why he's doing these things. And his motivation gets low and it gets scrambled, and then he's easily down on himself. When he connects to his family, he realizes, looking at himself through their eyes, that he is incredibly brave, that he is braving the stormiest sea, that he has a beautiful mission and a beautiful purpose, and it gives him the motivation to release any of those limiting, doubting fears and thoughts and to focus on why he's there. When he connects with his family, his otherworldly family, he will see himself through their eyes, and it will reinvigorate his energy. And he will find all of a sudden this energy to do these things that he hasn't been able to do. He will find pathways open. He will find opportunities that he just flows right through. And this message is for him and also others listening. When you are in a situation where you feel stuck, when you are looking out and you are seeing and noticing and paying a little bit too much attention to the undesired aspects of the awakening that we're living through, the shadow sides playing themselves out, you might somewhere, yes, we are all healed and healing, but it's very easy to be distracted. When you're in that place, allow yourself to flow through it. Don't resist it. Say, this is where I'm at right now. I'm going to do the best with what I can control here in the moment. Don't try to control something you can't control, and don't try to skip ahead in the process. Allow yourself to have this process. Allow the unfolding to happen. Release the oars and flow down the stream. You will get where you are going. And pretty soon, once you start getting your bearings, you're going to take those paddles and you're going to go through those rapids and you're going to enjoy every minute of it. But not every second is meant to be paddling. Sometimes we just pull our paddles in, we lay back, and we allow things to unfold and go downstream. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
The answer to that question feels complete. Are there any others?
That is our last question.
I believe that response was a great summary of everything else we've talked about tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll close the transmission. Will you bring the channel back up?
All right. Become conscious of your breath. And feel it move in through the nose. Tracing it with your consciousness up the bridge, into the back of the throat, down the chest, into the belly. And I want you to bring it even farther into the base of your feet. Turning on the physical sensations in the body, coming back to right here, right now, the chair in which you sit. And 5, becoming more conscious of the space that you're in. 4, more conscious of the time. 3, more conscious of you coming back into your physical body. 2, more conscious of Heather. 1 and 0, eyes open, wide awake.
Thank you.
Thank you.